The few people who managed to know me, I can't say necessarily intimately, but close enough, they ended up a bit bamboozled by one characteristic of mine, which probably the mind cannot easily discern or, well, identify or accept or whatever. And that is something that, people play around with, a term called love. Now, the point is, many people live in this domination, in this dominion that when you are to like someone, they must either belong to you or they're not yours. You see, English as a language, like many others, is way too much, object oriented, right? This is, a bit of a pun towards programming, but when it comes to life, owning something is not something that this life excels in, because we don't end up owning anything. We just leave everything behind. So every time you say something, you always have an object, right? You always present something from the prism of you, or there is always a target. When you say stuff about things, you say yours, right? Yours, theirs, right? When you say theirs, it's always a comparison. So you're already disempowering you. That is how language is affecting you. When you say car, it's yours or theirs, right? It's yours or it is not yours. When you say objects, again, it's the same thing. Objects were made to be used, and well, they are meant to be used. But when it comes to people, well, it's the same thing. You say my mother, you say my girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend or whatever. This shows, the idea that people are ignorant. They require ownership of things because they don't feel, trustworthy to have something or someone, and they don't feel trusting enough of life that they can have something without having a certain paper or, whatever piece of meaning that the mind requires to have a bit more faith, let's say. But you see how the ego is. It doesn't matter how many papers of ownership you have, it's never gonna be enough. Because once you don't have something, you want it. Once you have it, well, there's always the fear that you will lose it. So it's either you destroy it, or, well, technically you do whatever to overprotect it. And this is always destructive because overprotective parents will always choke their children, which is in a way like killing them. It's just that you're not killing them physically. But when it comes to this, I would feel in a certain way that killing them physically would be the better outcome in a way, because, well, at least they no longer live, rather than constantly living in their, you know, overprotective bubble that simply won't allow them to evolve, to experience literally anything. It's like they live in a cage and that's it. It's no life experience at all. No wonder why so many younglings nowadays are feeling so frustrated and defenseless, because overprotectivity, well, it makes you more defenseless, because once you are locked in a cage you can't do literally anything. If you are left on the streets, at least you can move like literally anywhere. You can find some opportunities or some help or something. But when you are kept in a bubble, there is literally nothing that you can do, especially if it is not your bubble. So yes, there are a lot of things that one can speak about. But when it comes to love, love is only ownership in this world. Because what can it be other than this, right? In a sick society where everyone is feeling so low, everyone is feeling that they're not worthy of anything. Everyone wants to have ownership of something because they don't feel worthy enough. And papers, well, you see, papers were made by the ego to give you a false sensation that you actually own something, right? As a proof. Because the mind always seeks proof as, a matter of defense. When someone wants to take something from you, you will want to use the law against them, right? And narcissistic people will always do abuse. But when it comes to love, people think that they can own people. People still think that they have given birth to children and, they own them. You didn't give birth to a child. You simply were horny enough, you had sex with someone, and well, the woman remained pregnant. The woman didn't do anything. She just, well, enjoyed the sex, and then, well, nature did its part, right? When two sexual cells unite, well, nature does its own part. You didn't have to do anything. Just live, eat healthily, breathe healthily, and have an awesome life. If you don't, well, those processes still take place in you. And depending on your state of the body as a woman, the type of life force that you draw in your body will differ. If you prefer to be destructive, you will attract lower life force within you, so your child will also be far more limited. So when it comes to love, many people simply cannot understand why I simply, seek in a way to protect literally everyone, or to help everyone. I've lived as a fortress my whole life. It was my survival mechanism, and through it I gained and actually improved my capability to read people. It became my main priority, because once you know whom you handle, once you know who the people around you are, there simply cannot be any surprises, right? So when it comes to this, the point is, I simply cannot love someone specifically, because if I would love someone specifically, I would give up my pantheism. Now, I'm not a pantheist because I chose to. I am a pantheist because that's what I am. Now, there is a part of me, a fracture of me, which obviously rejects certain things because basically from karmic experiences and the such, they wouldn't be as acceptable. But my pantheist side, that which is purest, simply accepts everyone and everything. If I were to love someone, it means that I have to give up on anything else. That is why I simply cannot love the way humans would. And it's something that has pushed away people, because people wanted me all for themselves. And if I tend to give attention to other people, this simply leaves them cold, because if they can't control me, well, it's not worth any try. So the point is, many people might also see me as a people pleaser. It's a whole difference. While people pleasing aspects may still exist, everything I have is not used necessarily unidirectionally. It's not used in one single direction. That is why I may be a bit more difficult to observe, more difficult to read, but, well, that is not my business nor my problem if people cannot simply read me. Reading someone is either done because you're sensitive enough and you simply can understand certain patterns or certain things, or you can simply get instant readings about their energy the moment they enter your place, let's say your area. But the point about love is, it doesn't matter how broken you are. Broken means fixable. Now obviously I'm not gonna waste time with, trying and over trying. The point is, I'm not here to fix anyone. Nor is anyone here to fix me. I'm here to fix that which I can within me, and provide some wisdom and, knowledge that I have from the experiences and things that I have read. And if people want to follow, well, that's their point, it is their choice. If they don't want to, well, again, that's their choice. So it doesn't matter how broken you are. There is a place around me, but don't expect me to love you under the sense that, I will necessarily fix you. Don't expect that from me, because I'm not gonna move my finger towards that. The point is you're either gonna see the calmness within me and try to feel it and make it your normal, so that you also become, calmer, and then through that you can start to fix yourself. Or you're probably gonna keep distracting yourself with wonders why some people are simply so calm when everything around seems to be, demolishing and, falling apart. So the point is, don't expect other people to, necessarily love you. I can be regenerative. Yes, I've got a regenerative aura. Some people have told me that. And people just staying close to me feel probably calmer or so. But the point is, don't use this as, a way of getting close and then, expecting me to fix you without doing anything. You're gonna have to do the whole work. I'm not here to fix anyone, and I just like God or anything else, I'm not gonna, do much effort. Because there is no such thing as healing. You either heal you who you are, or you simply stop trying. And when you stop trying, you'll suffer even more, because healing is basically what would be needed. Curing karma and, lifetimes of bad experiences that are making you react to everything and live in ignorance towards yourself. So love is something that is alien to me in a way, because, well, belonging to someone, I do not belong to anyone. That is any sort of domination that exists. And I do not accept that, because all of us were made to be free. And all this being said, hopefully this video was introspective enough. You are appreciated. Take care. Your Engine 4 signing out.